Did you hear of the prophecy that Chris Williams? I remember Chris Williamson saying it about the Mexican fisherman. I'm gonna absolutely butcher this, by the way.
Okay.
But this American guy from Wall Street goes on holiday to, let's say he goes to Baja. He's in Mexico, whatever. And there's this Mexican fisherman there. He sees him go out every day, kind of just watches him, is intrigued by the guy. Goes out in the morning, comes back with a few fish, and then kind of disappears. And then he sees him again in the evening with his family, eating one of the fish he's caught. He goes up to him as a very business-minded guy, and he's like, "Sir, I've been watching you for a few days. You go out for a few hours in the morning, you come back, you disappear, and then I see you with your family at night eating one of the fish." He's like, why don't you sell all the fish? In fact, why don't you start earlier, fish all day, and then go and sell your fish to the local thing, and then you can expand business. Like, you'll get enough money to buy another boat, you can hire someone else, and then that can expand to having a fleet of ships, and then you can fish in other towns and other areas in the world, and then you can be like John West Tuna and be on Wall Street and be worth like 100 million. And then think of the freedom you'd have when you decide to call it quits and you sell out and you get 100 million. He asked the fisherman, he's like, what would you do if you had all this freedom and had all that money? He's like, I'd wake up late, I'd go out, fish to catch something for me and my wife that dinner. I'd come back, I'd have a nap in the day, siesta. And then it's the thing of the simple life is almost so beautiful from what we're trying to attain. And there's this middle part of life where we think we have to acquire, work our asses to the bone, leave it all out there just to get the simple life that you always kind of wanted anyway.
It's weird because I do a similar thing over the summer months. Obviously, I leave here because it's too
so,
and I just float around Europe to wherever I want to go. And especially if I spend a lot of time in Spain, I just kind of absorb the Spanish mindset. Where I chill out. I try and keep up with this productive rhythm which I have here, but it's just a completely different environment. And with each day, I just notice myself becoming less productive, and caring less, and just doing the things which I actually care about the most. Wake up late, go somewhere, have a coffee outside by myself, sit alone for an hour, just watch people, and go to the gym, and then go to the beach, hang around some people that I want to hang around with, and just be in nature. And it's I love it.
It's simple. Obviously, but also people.
And I notice when I'm in those places, I sleep so well. I'm at just peace. I'm not anxious about anything.
I'll get like 10 hours some nights, 11.
But
it's interesting. I'm not saying like get away from like the hustle of trying to make shit, but also don't hold so much stress and worry about doing all this shit, because if you think about what really makes you happy, it's actually more simple than you think. And people are like, well, it's easy for you to say because you're successful, whatever, you could go and do that. But if you're from a Western country, the UK, America, Australia, whatever, even France, Italy, you're doing better than most of the world, right? You can even go, how cheap is Bali? You can find your spot. It doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. In fact, it probably is not going to cost you a lot at all. But are you going to be happy there? Or are you going to be happy complaining about how you have a 9 to 5 and you're working too hard and you're stressed all the time and you've got a mortgage and all this other stuff that we get channeled into telling us this is what you do in life? You go to university, whatever, you get a job, you buy a house, you get a mortgage, you're paying that off for the next 25 to 30 years, if not longer. You have kids, you then have to support them, do their lives. And then before you know it, you've retired and you're like, now I want to go and live that life. And you probably can, but why can't you do that earlier or do it all along the way?
I think I kind of dabbled in the materialistic world of buying things because it was like, especially here, it's like what people do.
I saw the car park downstairs.
And it's just like, for me at least, these things which you thought would bring you happiness, once you either buy them or experience them, end up being a bit of a letdown. The anticlimax most of the time.
Agreed.
So I think as long as I I still always like to travel nice. Like if I can travel business class, if I can stay in some nice places, it doesn't have to be the fanciest place ever, but like just a nice place.
Yeah.
And if if I have a family, I can bring them along with me. I think I'll be pretty set with that.